The right plant is in the bottle.
Are they supposed to put on what is on there?
Yes. But Alison McCutcheon says, think of all the things that can go wrong in the making of a commercial herbal product.
Right from the very beginning of whether the wrong plant was collected or harvested, or whether there was a lot of a poisonous weed that was harvested at the same time. Been grown largely in former Eastern Bloc countries or in Asia. We've noted in the past, or at least there's been several times where we found there's been a problem with things like heavy metal contamination in those products. We've had products coming out of Asia where they've been adulterated intentionally with pharmaceutical drugs. We also, out of some Eastern Bloc countries, at least in the 80s, there was a time when we were detecting a lot of herbal medicines with a really high level of radioactivity.
Is this your first time pregnant?
A case of a misidentified plant turned up a few years ago at the Mother Risk program at Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children. Mother Risk helps new mothers determine whether it's safe to take specific medications. Gideon Corin is the pharmacologist and pediatrician who heads the program. He says every day there are 4 or 5 calls about natural products. One day, a woman called to ask if she should continue breastfeeding while taking ginseng.
The counselor who talked to the lady asked that why not. And she said, well, the baby has hair over the pubic area, the genitalia, and the sex organs, and so on. And the question was, should I continue? This is, of course, a very unusual finding for a newborn.
Dr. Corin reported the case in the Journal of the American Medical Association. And soon he heard from a government scientist in Ottawa who said what the patient had been taking couldn't have been ginseng.
But we said, what do you mean? It's written on the bottle. Here's the bottle, Jameson ginseng. And it says the amount in each of these tablets. Why do you say it's not ginseng? I'm still naive. I'm a consumer and a scientist in a Western country. You believe what you find in the bottle. If you buy now aspirin, it says aspirin, you believe it's aspirin.
In this case, the Siberian ginseng the woman said she was taking was not Siberian ginseng.
In fact, it wasn't any kind of ginseng. It was a plant called Chinese silkvine, which is already known to be toxic.
Robin Marles is a botanist in Brandon, Manitoba, a specialist in medicinal plants. He recalls the extensive investigation of that incident.
They did some detective work through Health Canada and found that it was probably collected somewhere else in the Orient, perhaps even in Siberia, and sold through a series of wholesalers, and the Canadian wholesaler bought it on the assumption that it had been identified correctly.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Obviously, yeah, buyer beware, no kidding. We're going to be talking about over-the-counter products for treating depression. And I wanted to show you this first. This is just funny. I got this at my local health food store maybe 10 years ago. But PMS bubblegum, chew your premenstrual blues away. You know, and this highly trained high school student who was working there was telling me not only would it reduce depression and irritability, but would reduce breast tenderness. So I bought it. I bought some and I chewed it. It's pretty good. I haven't had any breast tenderness for 10 years. So, but I'm just doing this for fun. But the other thing too is around the same time I went into a health food store, and I should have said something and I didn't. I regret it to this day. But there was a young woman in there, and she could have been 17 or 18, I don't know. But anyway, she was behind the counter. There was this frail woman in front of me who was kind of distressed, and the woman behind the counter, who I'm sure spent many years in medical school or pharmacy school, said, now this would be really good for your husband's heart condition, and this would be good for his depression. And you know what I should have said? I should have said, excuse me, time out here. What in the hell are you doing? Because there are problems with drug combinations and just what we saw in this film here, that these drugs are not regulated by FDA. And the truth is, you can, right this afternoon, you can go out and just pick grass out of here, stick it in a capsule and sell it to somebody, call it St. John's wort, and you will not get in trouble, as long as it doesn't kill somebody. That's no kidding. So that means it's going to be important if we recommend or use any over-the-counter or herbal products or so-called dietary supplements, that we make sure that they are the real thing and they don't have contaminants. Now that's where this comes in, and this is the U.S. Pharmacopoeia, and this is what we should look for. I don't have a bottle here, but anyway, if you look on over-the-counter and dietary supplements and all that kind of stuff, look around and see if you find that insignia. Sometimes it's huge and sometimes it's tiny on the back. But if it's on there, that means that it's been evaluated by this independent agency, and it has nothing to do with efficacy, okay? What they do is two things. One, is it the real ingredient at the advertised dose? And secondly, is it free from contaminants, okay? And if it doesn't have that on there, I wouldn't buy it. Now, it's possible they have a new product that hasn't been evaluated yet, but this is important to do. And where this has really been a big problem has been with omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil that some of them having high concentrations of mercury and other heavy metals.